Nearly 2 years after he told the truth about having once smoked pot, a bit of honesty that left him stranded in Mexico, separated from his family, and blocked from re-entering the United States, a Southern California man walked back into his home last month and surprised his children. Emily, 7, was napping in the living room, so it took her a moment to realize that the man waking her up was her father, Jose Palomar. She threw her arms around him and cried. He cried too. Next, he went upstairs in their Corona home to surprise 12-year-old April, who ran toward him and also started crying. Joshua, 14, was in the garage, playing video games, but he too sprung up for a hug. He's a little more grown up since I last saw him, Palomar said. Melanie, the toddler, who was about 6 months old when Palomar left home, was with a grandmother when he returned. He's missed her first words and her first steps. Palomar's return to California came nearly 2 years after he'd been denied what might have been a fairly routine immigrant visa. The DACA recipient, who was born in Mexico but grew up in Southern California, had crossed the border in June of 2019 seeking documents for a green card and eventual U.S. citizenship. But during an interview in Mexico, Palomar answered truthfully when asked if he had ever partaken of an illegal substance, in this case cannabis, which is legal in California but illegal under federal law. His answer set the stage for a nearly 2-year odyssey in which Palomar was not allowed to come back and his family struggled. Palomar's wife, Christine, had to support the family while also advocating constantly with various government agencies and legislative offices for her husband's return. She helped him land an apartment in Tijuana and traveled there as often as she could, sometimes with the kids. Meanwhile, as the pandemic hit and turned everyone's lives upside down, she was left alone in their house to care for the children, who for a period were attending school online. The struggle hurt financially and emotionally. The couple's cars were repossessed as Christine worked to keep the family afloat. Then, 5 days after Christmas, her mother unexpectedly died. Between the trauma of her husband's absence and her mother's death, Christine developed seizures. The stress took an emotional toll on the entire family. At one point, a weary and frustrated Christine wondered, do I have to die for the government to bring my husband back home? More recently, as the couple traveled together to the Mexican city of Ciudad Juárez, to finalize a spousal visa that will land him the coveted green card, both were more optimistic. Still, the long separation has extracted a toll. It's taken literally everything out of me to keep going, Christine said. Palomar thanks his wife for her persistence, saying, she never gave up on us.